Hi, my name is Neeraja. I'm a board-certified genetic counselor consulting at Apollo Navi Mumbai hospitals. Today we're going to talk a little bit about genetics and its relationship to cancer. So let's understand what's cancer first. Cancer is a multifactorial disease wherein genetics plays a role. Along with that, your family history, your personal history and your lifestyle increases your risk of developing cancer. So for some examples of these, your personal history, if there is any history of smoking or any history of alcohol intake, excessive red meat consumption, these are all factors that can increase your risk of developing cancers. Age and sex can also increase and accumulate some risk of developing cancers. Environmental factors such as exposure to radiation, certain chemicals are an increased risk factors for developing cancers. Genetic factors can predispose or sometimes make you more susceptible to develop some forms of cancer. We understand that all cancers are genetic, but not all cancers are heritable. What that means is that there is a genetic component to the cancers, but not all cancers can be inherited in a family or be passed down from one generation to the next. So as we grow older, there are millions of cells in our body that divides and after a certain time dies. In a cancer, the cell continuously grows and it's an uncontrolled growth that causes a tumor and the cancer diagnosis. When the cell is dividing and as we start growing older, we tend to occur or accumulate certain genetic changes. These acquired genetic changes in one cell damages the way it can control its division, and that is what leads to a cancer. This is the main reason why we tend to see that most of the cancers happen in older ages, in the 60s and in 70s, because these acquired changes take time for one cell to acquire as we grow older. When we think about inherited forms of cancer, we understand that there can be genetic changes that predispose us to develop cancers, and these changes in our genes can be passed on from one generation to the next. Essentially, these are genetic changes that are present in every cell of our body. As this person ages and we start acquiring more genetic changes due to various factors, including our personal lifestyle factors, if there is one particular cell wherein there is already a change present that was inherited from a family member at the time of birth, so either from their mom or from their dad, and the person also acquires additional genetic changes in the same cell, there is a high possibility that that particular cell will lose control and start growing and form a tumor. This is the main reason why we tend to see that inherited forms of cancers tend to be at an earlier age of onset, usually in the 20s, 30s or 40s. So when we look for red flags for cancers wherein there could be a genetic predisposition or it could be an inherited form of cancer, we tend to see that it has an earlier age of onset, there may be multiple generations with cancer diagnosis, or that there may be multiple family members in the same generation with cancers, or one individual with multiple forms of cancers. However, compared to that, if you look at cancers that are sporadic, meaning does not have an inherited component, these cancers tend to be at a later age of onset, so usually in the 60s or 70s, and are from common types of cancers like lung cancers or colon cancers or breast cancers. I hope this helps you understand the difference between inherited forms of cancers and cancers that are sporadic and the relationship between genetics and cancers. Thank you.